Hello everyone, SpitefireH2O here. Welcome to what will hopefully be a quick little tutorial about audio editing. Because my usual way of going on over to graphic dynamics and whatnot is making the quiets too quiet. And the way that I actually edit the audio is a lot easier, or a lot better sounding. And it sounds more normalized too, so yeah. So normally, how I would do this, I'd right click, select the audio, or only the audio track, make sure it's the only one that's highlighted yellow. Click here, open an audio editor, which I don't know if it'll actually open up in Audacity again because I had to reinstall the program. But you have to set that up with other stuff, or you can just go to Audacity and just drag and drop the video file into it. Since I record everything in OBS, like separate audio tracks and everything, so it still stays synced up. And select the thing. But I already did this because it takes about 5 minutes and it's just taking way too long. And this is actually the new version of Audacity that I have not used before, and it's different. Anyway, so first things first, I'm going to go all the way right here. If you listen to this, there we go. It's really quiet. It's down to like negative, I don't know, 29 or whatnot. Same thing like here. Like, oh, nope. I'll mute this. As you can see up here, it's like negative 28 is where it like peaks at. Anyway, so first things first. I'm going to take this little area right here, because it's the only quiet part I have of it, and go over here to noise reduction, get the noise profile from that little area, effect, noise reduction again, and yep, that's all. Leave that all by default. Do that. And then it's going to reduce the noise. Now, it may not seem like there was any background noise, which, if I would have went through like the rest of the steps of this little tutorial, you would have been able to hear it. But in that little area, there's enough noise, enough background noise to actually make a difference in the sound of the thing, of the audio. So that's why we use noise removal, or noise reduction, I guess you'd call it. And for some reason, this takes a longer time currently because of I have OBS and Vegas Pro open. When I usually just have like, Vegas and OBS open, or Vegas and Audacity goes a little bit faster. But unfortunately, it takes a few minutes, usually about a minute and a half. But this is important because depending on your room situation, having a noise reduction, like to get like the background noise or like white noise and everything out of there, will make a difference. Now, the way that I have everything set up with like the mics and whatnot is that I also have like a very small noise gate in OBS, so that way there's a very minimal background noise. Everything works out a little bit better. There's like less sound in it and whatnot, or less audio bleed, I guess you could say. But this is still a nice precaution to use. So after that's done, which right now, okay, I'm going to double click it. Do the next effect, which is compressor. Go to compressor. We're gonna have the threshold up to down to negative 15. Noise floor, everything else is just by default, but negative 15. And I should say this for everyone else, this works for my setup. It might not work for your setup, just use this video as a basis of what you want to do with your audio. Sorry, there was an encoding error. But for like the way that I or have my room set up for audio, this works the best for me. And I'll show you what I mean once it finishes up with all the other fun stuff. But first, we must wait for the compressor to be done. Alright, now that the compressor's done, you'll notice that it looks a lot different now. It boosted up the highs and also boosted up the lows a little bit. So if I hit play, there we go.
Alright.
Everything is really loud, as you can tell.
Welcome back.
See that? Like, that's like almost towards yellow. Or towards like, it's like almost, breaking the peaks and everything. But we don't want that. So after you compress it, like a slight little tutorial on the compressors, it basically brings down the highs and brings up the lows of your audio just to a little bit, to even it out a little bit. At least that's from my understanding. I actually, not gonna lie, I don't know what a compressor fully does. I'm pretty sure if someone watches this who's an audio expert will be like in the comments yelling and being like, no, this is what it does. But as you can see, all the audio is boosted, like right here. Let me check this out really quick.
Not like the ones here, filled with rage and mushrooms.
Come on.
And
What? Yup.
Yep, that's like really loud. Okay, so I'm gonna like keep that right there actually for like comparison in a second. So I'm gonna select everything. Do the next effect, which is a hard limiter. But you gotta go down here to where it says limiter. Make sure it's a hard limit. And I have this limit to -9. -9 is there for a reason. And you'll see, like, once again, once we bring it back to the editing software after I'm done. And everything else can just stay the defaults. Hit OK. And I don't think it's actually going to take that long. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. It seems like it's going to actually take a while. So, I will bring the video back up when that's done. Although, actually, while it's going, I can explain it a little bit. And by explain, I mean I have no idea what limiter does. This is just like hours upon hours of me experimenting with Audacity to try to get my audio sounding correctly. That was before I used the graphic dynamics thing in Vegas. But you'll see what the limiter actually does in a bit when it's when we're done with this. So yeah, we'll just fast forward to when it's done. All right, now that the limiter is done, you can see that it did a lot of stuff. Now if we play it, you just go right here.
I love waiting and not doing anything, especially because it's
You see where it
entertaining.
is? This is actually right around -9 is where it's supposed to be. So that way when we yell, where was that one spot? I was like all the way down here somewhere.
you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy.
Like some Field of Dreams shit.
Yeah, I can't really remember where it was, but it's around here somewhere where the yelling was. But as you can see, like it cut it right around 9. So that when it's playing through it, it's like, yeah, no, it's not as loud, or everything's balanced out. And the final thing that I usually do is go to normalize, and we're going to normalize it to -9 as well. And hopefully, like, this is my second time recording this tutorial. Hopefully, it would actually do it correctly instead of deleting half of it. But normalizing it, it'll just like bring up the volume a little, or we'll just basically solidify the negative that it's going to be at -9, and that's it. And survey says it worked. Okay, it worked quickly. Yes, good. Now you won't notice much change if you like listen to it,
Very magic.
Fairy style.
but you may notice like some noise, like us, like, you know, breathing and our mouth noises because we're sitting sort of close to our separate mics, just a little bit. But that's the basis of it. Then I'll go over here, file, export. Export as WAV. And I've already done this for like this actual video. I'm just using this as an example because this is easy. But I would export it as that, as the actual like name of it, which is right there. Export it, do all that fun stuff. I don't need this anymore, because I already have it. And what we're gonna do now is, well, let me get my file back up. We're gonna take it and just take it and drag it right in here, like so. As you can see, like, it's already balanced out. If I hit play, move right here.
There we go.
All right.
I said right here, please. You see it's
Right there. Yes, maybe I do.
see it's like -10.8.
A sword? Oh, you mean this big fuck off one is?
Now, as you can tell, there's like a very, very slight echo. And that's something that Audacity does it adds, get out of your Fortnite. I don't even play you anymore. I just still have the stupid game installed. But Audacity adds a like a 0.01 second millisecond. I don't know, like 0.01 second, I guess you could say it. But you just take this and well, move this up here so I can actually do it without snapping. We're going to move it to 0.01. So here, go back to here. Go to where it has actually sound.
Welcome back
It's
to
happening.
Majora's Mask.
Poo butt.
As you can tell, now it's like back to being synced up. So that's something that Audacity does. I'll probably have to fix that if I get a different thing. But now that we have that all done, we'll take this, make sure it's selected again, hit U, delete it, grab you, drag you up there, select this, hold Shift and select U, and hit G, and there's grouped up. Now we can move it as is, edit it down to what we need it to. And the audio's been balanced out, well, at least for that. And like back to what I said with the Pals Play games, it's actually just about perfect, actually. No, it's negative 27, so put it down to negative 3. Like, I try to still keep like the highs around negative 30 for the game audio. It just works, sounds best for me. But yeah, you can listen to it.
It's happening.
Majora's Mask.
Poo butt is reaching his penultimate adventure.
And you can see everything's balanced out like it usually is. Now, I don't want to show too much of the actual video because this is, you know, parts that I haven't actually done yet for the game. And this is like the final actual full-on recording session of it. So, yeah, that's pretty much a basic audio editing tutorial, that, or at least audio editing stuff that I do for my channel. So if you thought this was helpful, let me know. If not, that's okay. Still am trying to get better at audio tutorials or just doing tutorials in general. But like I said, this is just this is based upon my setup. You'll probably have to tweak it a little bit to yours. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see everyone in the next video that I make. Bye, guys.